Okay, so we are on the steps of St. Patrick's Cathedral. I'm sitting with Pooja Bavishi, who is the founder of Malai Ice Cream. It's a big week for you, but before I get into that, there's Haagen-Dazs, there's Ben & Jerry's, it's a hot muggy day, all of them sound good, but what is the value proposition for Malai Ice Cream in the market?
Sure. So Malai Ice Cream is a really brand-focused ice cream in our flavors. So we do a lot of spiced-infused global ingredient ice cream. We have a lot of rose and cardamom and nutmeg, just spices that I grew up with and that are familiar to me and really nostalgic. So I reference a lot of these memories and flavors and nostalgic feelings that I grew up with and kind of put them in ice cream. So it's something that you've never had before in ice cream flavors.
I'm a Bengali, so I'm not going to be shy about telling you that I really, really love my sweets. What is your best flavor? Our most popular flavor by far is rose with cinnamon roasted almonds. And then we have Turkish coffee and masala chai and just like a lot of nice spice infused flavors. Oh my God, I'm salivating already. So what was the tipping point? Your background is not actually in the culinary arts, but you really as a kid really loved making desserts. So what was that tipping point? Everybody has that moment where they decide that I'm gonna go left versus right. And yours actually came at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up making desserts. I have this passion for making desserts, and I realized very early on that desserts make people happy, and I wanted that feeling to kind of last forever.
They make me happy.
And so I always knew in the back of my mind that at some point in the future, you know, like always on the horizon, I wanted to have my own dessert company. And so I was in business school 2 years ago. It was my second year of business school, and I was recruiting for jobs. I was an urban planner before, and I was kind of changing careers, trying to figure out what was next, and nothing was.
And you weren't really feeling it. Like all the jobs that you were kind of toggling through the interviews, you weren't really feeling it.
I wasn't feeling the passion behind it at all, and everyone around me was telling me, this is the time. This is the time you start your own business, a dessert business that you wanted. But I really didn't have any kind of concept. Like, what does baked goods and desserts really mean? And I was hosting a Friendsgiving at Thanksgiving, and I always made the desserts, of course, and so I made an apple crostata and a sticky toffee pudding. And for the first time, I noticed my ice cream maker sitting there, and I was like, I'll make some ice cream to go along with it. And so ice cream is a very blank palette. Whatever you flavor it with is the flavor that comes through. And so I just reached for spices that were already in my spice cabinet and made this like ginger and star anise ice cream. And for the first time, my friends not only said that this is really good, which is what they were really supportive about that from the beginning. They're like, this is delicious.
And they were like, you need to do this full time.
Yeah, they said that we would pay for it. And that was the big shift, the big difference in that like it wasn't just a hobby at that point. I had the potential to make this into my career. And so that was the point at which I was like, let me do this instead, and let me not recruit for jobs. And last semester of business school, I established the LLC and started putting pieces together for the business.
All right, but a girl's got to eat, let's be honest. So you've got to be financially solvent in order to be able to live in a very expensive city like New York. Are you financially solvent?
Yeah, so my first year right out of business school, it was a very lean year for us because it was very proof of concept. We did markets here and there, we did some charity events. But as we grew into our second year, my parents lent me the money to run the business. We are now at a point where major growth is just on the horizon, and so we are raising a friends and family round, and we're pitching to investors.
All right, now you're talking my language. I've gone off television and I'm now in the world of finance. All right, final question, because this is a big week for you. Yeah. You're being featured in a pop-up market in Brooklyn. You're born and raised Brooklyn, right? Yeah. Like that's kind of your brand. So what's happening?
Yeah, so we're going to be featured at Gotham Market at the Ashland. We're there. We started on Monday, which is a really exciting day for us. It's our first retail outpost, and we're there until November 1st. And so that particular Gotham Market at the Ashland, there's one in Hell's Kitchen as well, but the Brooklyn-based one really focuses on Brooklyn-based businesses. Those businesses that were just born and raised in Brooklyn and really are Brooklyn-focused. And so we're really happy to be there. We're there for 3.5 months, so come visit anytime.
You know I'm going to visit. I'm so proud of you because honestly, I first met you at a Lady Drinks dinner years ago, and I've been watching your success trajectory, and I'm just so happy for you, and I wanted to do this interview. Thank you for being so generous. We are on the steps, by the way, of St. Patrick's Cathedral. I want to just make sure you see that's Fifth Avenue, that's Saks, my house of worship, and this is Pooja Bavishi, who is being featured at the Gotham Market.
Thanks, come visit. Bye.